Hello and welcome to the Plain English Finance Podcast, the podcast dedicated to helping you make smart financial decisions. I'm your host, Trey Bino, certified financial planner and chartered investment manager. I'm a financial planner with TC Wealth Management and Aviso Wealth. For more details or to send in your questions, check out the show notes at treybino.ca/podcast. And if you want to learn more about me, start with episodes 1 and 2. So let's get into the 16th episode. So this episode is on RDSPs. So the reason I'm doing this episode is I'm actually doing a skill builder. You'll notice that theme come through a lot when I'm doing a skill builder for the TCU account managers. And I wanted to, the next one is on RDSPs. So fits nicely in. We do have ones coming up on most account types that are common, but this is one that sits near and dear to my heart, I guess, in that there is a ton of people that don't know what it is, that should be utilizing them, that don't utilize them, and they are an incredible tool for pretty much anybody. Like we'll get into it, but pretty much if you're listening to this and you qualify for the disability tax credit, you should be going and getting an RDSP. And there are other qualifications, but I kind of want to keep this episode as simple to the point as possible so that I feel like a lot of people decision paralysis and they're like, does this apply to me? Does this not apply to me?
Yeah.
This is a very simple one.
Yeah.
If you qualify for the disability tax credit, I would say, and you're under the age, but no, pretty much across the board. Yeah, you should be going and opening one. But there are some
like criteria.
Yeah. So you have to qualify for the disability tax credit. And the reason it's so great is because the government gives you money, basically. And even if you don't put any money in, let's say your income is low and you can't afford to be saving money into it, even in that case, they still just put money into the account. So there are some thresholds. So the thresholds are, I have to look here. So it's low income, so under around $37,000 or so. If your income is below that, then they will just put $1,000 in, even if even if you don't put anything in. And
is that like a yearly thing or just in total?
Yearly. So they'll go up to $20,000.
Wow.
So that's 20 years of $1,000 contributions for you. Not having any income, just simply going and opening the account.
Free money.
Free money.
Okay, I'm probably going to go off topic slightly. Because it's in an RDSP, does that mean it's like if the government just deposits it, is that just cash at the moment?
Unless you do something with it.
And you can do something
You
with
absolutely can. You should.
Yes.
Not you can. If you're not, you're screwing up. Big time. Especially these are some of the accounts where because of the rules, you probably won't be touching this money till you're 60. So let's say you actually have a cool calculator, which I will link in the description for these notes. So you can go in. I'm serious. If you at all qualify for the disability tax credit, or you think you might, it is worth doing it and going through the hassle of going to the doctor, getting qualified purely for these benefits.
Yeah.
So the calculator here I'm putting, so that I'm going to say that the individual is actually, if you want me to run a scenario, let me know, and then I'll enter it in after I go through this scenario.
Okay.
So this individual, current age is 21 years old. They opened the RDSP today, and they only just started qualifying for the disability tax credit. So there's another cool thing about RDSPs is that the government will let you go back 10 years. So even if you qualified for it before the disability tax credit and you're only now opening your RDSP, they will pretty much let you go back 10 years and collect those government benefits as well.
So wait, they'll give you those, like if you're in the low income bracket, they'll just give you like $10,000. Let's say. Okay.
Yeah. And we haven't got to this, but there's also a matching program. So they'll match pretty much like 3 to 1-ish of what you put in up to a certain amount. And we'll go through those, but yeah, it really adds up. So anyway, this individual, 21 years old, 2025, started qualifying 2025, annual income of $30,000. Okay, so low income, annual contribution zero. Don't put anything in, and they are looking to contribute. So something also about the government benefits is you're only eligible to receive them up until the age of 49.
Okay.
Okay. And when you pull the money out, any money that you put in, you don't pay any tax on. Any money that the government puts in or any growth, you pay tax on it as income.
Okay.
Okay. And there's a few clawback rules, etc. But I'm not going to get into them. The simple fact is, if you
Let
qualify,
somebody else worry about that later.
Yeah. Get started. But anyway, I'll show you why. Okay. 49 years old, they is when they don't contribute, but that's kind of relevant there. It's not their money, so they adopt a pretty aggressive investment strategy. Put it into low cost index funds, hint, hint. Anyway, no lump sum contributions. Start making money start withdrawing at 60. So basically, they just open it, don't do anything with it, it just automatically gets invested. What do you think? So the government puts in, do you remember the amount?
1,000 a year?
For 20 years.
For
So
20
that's all
years,
they'll do. So $20,000 is the total amount that goes into this account. But they had it open for their whole life and just left it. What do you think this person pulls out of this RDSP?
Like, what's the grand total at the end of the life of the RDSP?
Like, yeah, how much do they get back, do you think, from it?
I have no idea. I don't even know where to start.
$394,000.
Dang.
$394,000 that this person has that they can pull out of this for doing nothing.
And it's not even, they didn't
put anything into it. So they're not even getting the full benefit of it. This is just their low income. So they get it. So I'm now going to put that they now contribute $2,000 to it a year. So this would be, and this is really applies to those people that are wanting to do something nice for, like, let's say you have a disabled child and they're low income and you're thinking, oh, I would like to be able to help them for when they're retirement and you're a parent. RDSPs is where it's at. So let's say this individual's, their parents, whatever, siblings, give them $2,000 a year. And that's their contribution to
their
future. Okay. Yeah. And they put that into the RDSP. It's so wild, you know, it's so hard to believe.
Yeah, it's like you can't even wrap your head around it.
Do you know what the amount is? $2.6 million.
Oh my gosh.
$2.6 million is what this individual would get out of it. Crazy.
And
they have put in
2.6.
And they have, in this case, though, they've contributed, right? They've contributed $2,000 a year. So they've contributed $58,000 of their personal money, right? Over the course of their entire life, which sounds like a lot, but $2,000 a year. Annual grants that they've received until the age of 40, $70,000 from the government. The other $20,000 in the bond for the low income. So the government has put in $90,000 of this. They've put in $58,000 of it, and the rest is growth because they started early and just left it. Did nothing with it. Crazy.
That is crazy.
And I think I saw the stat here. I could look it up, but it was, I think, 50%, 60% or something of people that qualify for the disability tax credit. So people that qualify for the RDSP don't have it.
What?
It's a crazy high amount. I think it was the majority, which don't quote me on that. I should really have found the CRA, but there's a CRA article on it and it talks about it. Yeah, it's hugely huge. Just free.
This is the ending tray here. I found it was in 2023, it was 34.9% of people eligible actually have an RDSP. So that's a hugely underutilized program.
Money that, I mean, you're on disability credit, you're on disability pay, like whatever it is, like you're low income, can't afford whatever it is. And they're just, I mean, this is enough to get you out of poverty when you're older, right? Like, granted, it's designed for retirement. It's designed to offset the fact that people with disabilities typically have a lower earning ability. Yeah. So it's designed for retirement. It's designed to supplement your retirement income. But it's huge. It's huge. And the fact is, even if You
Because
open
that's
it.
a nice retirement.
It's a really nice retirement, right?
Yeah.
And this is like, this is like you qualify for all of the benefits that you possibly could.
Yeah.
So if I take the same individual and we increase their income, we increase it to $70,000 because they've been able to earn a regular contribution. They then still putting in $2,000 a year into it. It's obviously not going to be as impressive, but it's actually, I lie, it's still very impressive. Okay, it's $2.3 million.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Can you?
Yeah, I knew you was going to say that.
Oh, wait. I have more questions. I want a different scenario.
Okay, hit me with the new scenario.
Okay, do a scenario of like, somebody like 30 or 30s, like pick a 30.
35.
Sure. And then, did you do like a normal income? Did you just do that? Or...
Yeah, I just showed that one. Yeah, it was like the only real difference between a normal income and is the bond. So that individual didn't get the extra $20,000 from the government.
Okay.
But they still get a ton of the matching. Like it's still.
So if you were earning like a normal-ish income or whatever, a median income maybe, it would be, and then you're putting in the $2,000, then you'd get the 2.3 million. Sorry.
Yes, pretty much.
Pretty much. Okay.
Pretty much. So if you're like there are income thresholds. So
I was gonna say,
the
like,
more you get, the more you earn, the less the government gives you, which makes total sense, right? So
yeah.
I'm just reading here. So amount of the Canada Disability Savings Grant when the beneficiary's adjusted family net income is more than $114,000. So they only match. So on the first $1,000 contribution, the government will give $1 for every dollar contributed. So they'll match it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
If your income is over $115,000, if your family income, if your family income is under $115,000, on the first $500, they give you 3-to-1, up to $1,500 a year of you contributing, and on the next $1,000 of you contributing, 2-to-1, up to $2,000 a year. But it's such a huge benefit. It can single-handedly fund somebody's retirement.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know, obviously, if someone is disabled, their retirement is going to be expensive, you would assume, because it's like they're going to need care. Like, even people who are just, like, not disabled sometimes need a lot of care in their retirement. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, for sure, it's going to be expensive. But it's like, why would you not take advantage of that? I mean, I guess because it's like, they don't know. They must not know, or their families don't know.
It seems to be something that isn't really talked about, right? Like, what are you going to go to your friend who has a disabled child? Hey, have you applied for the RDSP? Like, that's what we should do instead of we talk about vacations and what new car we got. What we really should be doing is that, but we don't do that as a society. It's kind of like we don't talk about money. So means that people that do know don't go off that information to people that might not know, but I wish they did. Man, do I wish they did. And you already mentioned it about what you do with the money. Really, really important that you invest it for the long term. I don't care what your personal preference is or anything like that. It's like learn whoever's making these decisions, because if the individual doesn't have the capacity, then a family member can do it with them. There's rules around that.
Yeah, but like a POA kind of thing, or
not quite, but like a parent or even a sibling. There's rules about it. But I'm not going to get into them, because I just want, if you qualify, if a friend qualifies, if a family member qualifies, make sure they have the RDSP and make sure it's invested for the long term.
So what would the process be really quick? Like, let's say someone's listening and is like, oh, my sister qualifies. I know they're on the disability tax credit.
Yeah.
What would their next steps be?
So what would they have to do? Well, if somebody wanted to open RSP, it's actually pretty simple. So you need to
RDSP.
RDSP.
Sorry.
You basically just open one. So you need your like social insurance number, like your typical what you would need for registered accounts. You need to make sure that whoever you're going to can provide them. It is definitely a harder account just to go and get. So your typical online brokerage platforms don't offer them. So like I use Qtrade for my online stuff or our stuff, and they don't offer the RDSP, but like I do, right, through work, right? That platform does. So it is definitely a little bit harder of an account to get. It's a lot more administrative, and a lot more heavy on the administrative side. So not everywhere just offers them willy-nilly, but it's worth it to go find one. We do it. So if you're looking for it, we can do it. But Aviso, so the back office on the wealth management side for the credit unions in Canada, we can do it. Any brokerage can typically do it. It's worth it to get it done. But you're most likely, if you just walk into a branch, they would have to send you to somewhere else to get it done. So, like for example, if somebody comes to TCU for an RDSP, they will send them to my team.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Can they just like walk into their bank or credit union and like book an appointment? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they can book the appointment. They can get the ball started.
So if someone, like if you went into your bank and you talked to somebody at the front desk and said, "Hi, I would like to open an RDSP,"
that's enough. They'll get the ball started.
You need the SIN, and you need to just go talk to somebody at the front desk.
Pretty much.
They'll
you need your
figure
ID.
it out.
Yeah, it's worth it to. Worth it to.
And there's probably information on the CRA website too for
there's
more.
There's tons. So I will link an RDSP. It's literally RDSP.com. Has a ton of information, really good information on it. That's where the calculator is located. So that's where I will link people to when you go in the notes of it. But basically, what's it? 5 steps is get your social insurance number, be approved for the disability tax credit, file your income tax returns. So I guess for some people maybe that's a barrier, but you should be filing anyway. Choose the holder, the person who makes the decisions, and then be younger than or 60 years old, basically, is how you'd open it. But more than worth it to get it done. Final rule, if you qualify for the disability tax credit or you know somebody that does, check in, make sure they are doing it, and make sure that what you have inside of it is appropriate for the time frame, which means it's going to be growth orientated, equity almost at 100%, as much as you can bear, long-term investment, similar to a pension fund, set and forget it. And the younger you are, the better. And I say I've worked with people, unfortunately, that I've worked with them and they don't have it invested appropriately, right? And they spend 5 years with it. And it's still, even if you didn't have it invested,
still worth it.
But come on, you're doing it. If you're going to do all the work of doing it, do it properly. So, but
get your money.
Exactly. And I didn't even talk about the one last thing before we wrap this up. Didn't even show like later on in life. So like if you're 45 and you're just opening it, but you've been qualified under this program, and the government's gonna pay you that lump sum back, it still makes sense. So you're 45 years old, RDSP opened in 2025. You qualify now. You've been qualified since 2015, but you didn't contribute or whatever. Your annual net income, let's do $100,000 for your family. Let's do 110. Nah, let's do higher.
150. Isn't that the?
Is that okay? Well, then we'll do $140,000 of household annual income.
Okay.
Annual contribution, $20,000. Contribute till 49 years old. Aggressive portfolio. Okay, and calculate. So obviously you don't have the same time frame, but still worth it. So the government over that time frame, they'll put in $10,000. You'll put in $10,000, so they'll pretty much match it 1-to-1. Actually, let me do a lump sum contribution as well. Sorry, so to get advantage of all the tax credits.
Make sure you re-explain this because I feel like maybe it's just me, but I'm a little lost right now.
That's okay. So because of their income, in order for you to get the tax credits, it's a 1-to-1. So in order for the government to give you the 10 years prior, you have to put in the extra $10,000 up front because their income is over
the threshold.
the top threshold, yeah.
So basically, in order to get the matching, you have to put the $10,000 in, but that's in the past.
Yeah. So because they will catch you back up 10 years.
Mhm.
But so in order to catch up though, so it's almost like you can do those 10 years in one lump sum.
Mhm.
But this individual's family income is more than $115,000.
Mhm.
So they only qualify for, on the first $1,000 contribution, $1 of grant for every dollar contributed.
Okay.
So the government will only give you $1,000 if you put in $1,000.
Yep.
So to get your previous benefit, you have to
Put in
$10,000 to get 10 years.
And the matching is only up to a certain number. So
$1,000 a year.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to put in a ton of money.
$1 million. Yeah, no, you can't do that.
Okay.
That'd be kind of wild.
Yeah, I'm like, how good is this account?
Yeah,
I'm like,
that good. That'd be double your money, any amount. No. So in this case, the personal amount that the person puts in, $20,000, so $10,000 in a lump sum. $10,000 is for $1,000 annually. The government puts in $15,000. Actually, this person could only put in. Sorry, let me change their contributions to only $1,000. There we go, much better. Okay, so this person contributes $15,000. Government contributes $15,000, pretty much, and they get to pull out $162,000.
dang,
So they contribute 15.
they get 162.
They get 162.
That's wild. But how long? Sorry, how long was that time frame?
This is them starting at 45. So they don't get much. So they only actually cuts off at 49. So they don't get any more government stuff after that. So this is just the fact that they can go back a few years, get some free money, get it invested very tax efficiently. Always makes sense.
Yeah.
If you qualify, get it.
Yeah.
and if you're on the point where it's like, oh, I have more income, so I'm going to get less benefit, well then my question would be, really, if you have an income of $140,000, do you really, like, the point of an RDSP is that it helps you if you have lower income earning potential.
Yeah.
If you're earning $150,000 a year, you've done well for yourself with a disability, so you should get less. Is my argument.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you're saying, but again, it's still worth it.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
Still a benefit.
It's still worth
like,
it.
You
Still
made
worth it.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
You're just saying if people are like, oh, how come I get less? It's like, well,
yeah. Let's not complain about free money. You know?
Just get your money and be thankful.
Say thank you, goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, that's it. If you qualify for the disability tax credit, that's what you're looking for. And unfortunately, for like account managers, there's no way that I'm gonna because there's no proof that people do. Like they don't review tax returns or anything. So when I'm showing them this, haven't actually figured out quite how I'm gonna get them to better spot the opportunity for members that don't have them set up.
Sorry, you're saying it and them, and I'm
sorry for TCU. When I share this with TCU employees,
the presentation, or to teach them more, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. But I have to figure out how to help them spot opportunities for it. And this is an area where it's a little bit harder to do because you just need to know the member or the client, mm-hmm.
because there is nothing immediate that is going to jump out at you to, oh, this person should be utilizing an RDSP. So
I wonder if you could almost, like, without being offensive, be like, do you or anyone you know qualify for the disability tax credit? And they might be like, why do you need to know that? And it's like, oh, well, actually, there's this really good account. We're trying to raise awareness, and like, it's only a benefit. We're just trying to get people to know more, like, have more information. Maybe that could be like just like a yes or no question. It's like,
yeah, it'd be cool if they had like a member intake form or something like that, right?
Okay, I was sorry, because I used to work at a credit union and I was on the marketing team, and I was like, why do we not have basically a
checklist?
And not even like kind of, but like, why do we not have advisors have the same things that they talk about before, during, and after an appointment, regardless of what they're doing? It's like, hi, I'm Sierra. I'm going to be your advisor. This appointment is going to be 1 hour long. Here are some things that I would like to talk about. Blah, 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 blah. I see that you've booked this appointment for this. Is there anything else you would like to discuss? Blah, blah, blah.
I think twofold. I think it's hard in that role. It is hard in that role to go through everything. I think without a systematized way to do it. I systematize everything now, right? Like I have my annual review process systematized where I record stuff and I have my spreadsheets and but that it's taken me to go to that extreme to make sure I'm covering everything. I think for an account manager, when you don't have the education, you don't have the financial planning history, you don't have that, I think it'd be harder to do. And most people, when you're going into a bank, I think they're looking for, it's more transactional, right?
Yeah.
Compared to what I do, where it's not, there's no transaction. There's no transaction. It's about the advice and the planning work.
And I get it, because people don't want to, I don't like it either when there's a ton of preliminary, is that the word, work to do before things. I'm like, oh, just watch this video and fill out this intake form and do this.
But it'd be cool if they had like you do at doctor's offices, right? Or before you go for a chiropractor, and they check
circle where it hurts and the whole thing.
Maybe because then it's worth it for that one or two people that you meet in that week that do know somebody because again the benefit is huge. So
yeah,
I don't know, maybe they should adopt something like that.
Maybe.
Cease with all the answers.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, we'll cut this one there. And the next episode is it's on the charitable giving. So setting up a system that is tax efficient for charitable giving. And this is the first of a few different ones with the account. Sorry, this RDSP podcast is the first of a few different account topic podcast episodes. So I think we have RSPs coming up and TFSAs in the future as well, and then a few other ones. So yeah, we will see you in the next one on charitable giving.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Plain English Finance Podcast. Trey Bino, Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Investment Manager, is a financial planner with TC Wealth Management and Aviso Wealth. You should always consult with your financial, legal, and tax advisors before making changes. This podcast is provided as a general source of information and should not be considered personal investment advice or solicitation to buy or sell any securities. The views expressed are those of the individual and are not necessarily those of Aviso Financial Inc. Mutual funds and other securities are offered through Aviso Wealth, a division of Aviso Financial Inc.